You need to diversify your bonds, nigga.
Today we're sponsored by it's such a hot topic.
The NorCal bonobos. It's not good.
Little known fact, guys, we're kind of a big deal.
They're sponsoring us, yeah. Wait, no, shut up! This is too good of a conversation!
Diversify your bonds.
What's up, sponsors? Welcome to the PDSU radio that is Please Don't Sue Us at Another Pls. Here we ask questions, laugh, joke, chill, and whatever, talking about the journey that is being the small content creator. My name is Ordeed. In the house we got Uncle Migs, and we also have the certified dad bod himself, Angelo. And today our guest is going to be Guinevere, Twitch streamer, and I guess memer, professional memer. I don't know if you want to go by that title, but
I wouldn't say professional memer, but I do enjoy a good meme. For sure. Mm-hmm.
Good memes every now and again.
Oh, not every now and then. It's like a daily thing, you know? You can't live your life to the fullest if you don't have memes all the time.
I mean,
and that's just a reality.
I am all about that.
It's true. You can't live your best life without a daily injection of memes, okay? That's how I stay so young.
Yeah, they said, don't let your dreams be memes.
That's how he keeps the dad bod.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta keep that alive, man. So, today is our 10 episode special. We did it. We made it 10 episodes. So that's it for our 10 episode special. Now, before we get into it, here is our totally real sponsor or whatever. Yeah, this is where you put that.
Hey there, fellers. Are you scared of the coronavirus trying to take your wives and murder your children? Well, guess what? I have got the product for you. Clorox, okay? I've been using Clorox wipes to wipe down every part of my skin for the past 3 months, okay, and it's been working wonderfully. Okay, I take a tequila shot worth of Clorox in the morning and one at night, and just make sure that the coronavirus really doesn't get to me. I put it straight in my veins, okay? The blood that I occasionally vomit up just means that it's working, okay? That's where all the red coronavirus gets out, okay? That's how I know it's dying. My body and the Clorox are shanking it in the middle of the streets that are my blood work system. That's what it's called, blood work system, okay? And you need to make sure that there's enough Clorox to blood ratio to really save yourself from the terrors of the coronavirus. Isn't that right, Billy Bob? Billy Bob? I know, Billy Bob hasn't moved since his last Clorox injection. I think he's fine. Anyways, go Clorox.
All right, that wasn't fake at all. Now let's get right into it. So Guinevere, what's good?
The roof is pretty good. But, just another day in the life. Living another meme.
And living another meme. That's what I like to hear. So you are a professional Twitch streamer, basically?
Oh yeah, pretty much. Just 3 months in. I'm a Twitch partner already. I've got all of the subs, which is like 7, big plays. I'm at like either 73,000 followers or 73, one of those.
Yeah.
May have added a few zeros, but it's all the same, right?
Ninja ain't got shit.
Man, you got that blue check mark, okay? You're ready to go, okay? The Twitter gods have made you official, okay? It's real shit, okay? I done synced it.
I don't know if it's the Twitter gods or the Twitch gods, but maybe Lord Gaben.
Oh, definitely. So, you're a Twitch streamer, Guinevere, and what games do you play? You mentioned Gaben, so I already know we're gonna go. So just talk about what you play and what aspects of those games you enjoy, and the content that you have on your stream.
Yeah. So a little bit of background. I've been playing games since, I don't know, maybe like 8 years old. I want to say I started with, my first 3 games were like a Zoo Tycoon, Unreal Tournament, and Oblivion. Those were like my first main games. And then I grew up like watching my dad play games. And then as I got older, I found this game called Dota. And I was like, what is this shit? And then I just kept playing it, and it's slowly become an addiction. And now Dota is my life. So I mostly stream Dota, and then my other main game is Diablo 3. And I'm sure when Diablo 4 comes out, I'll be streaming that a lot more. But, you know, I gotta feed my addiction of Dota, and so that's usually what you'll find me spending my time twitching on.
And not Dota 1, but Dota 2?
Yes, Dota 2. That's where I started.
What made you choose Dota over something like League of Legends? Is it like the community or the gameplay, or maybe like some sort of aspect of like the mechanics of how the game plays?
It is nothing at all that intricate. It's the one that I played first.
I was actually hoping for like a really complicated, in-depth like discussion.
No, I had a Steam friend of mine, and while Dota 2 was in its beta, and they gave me a beta key, and so I played it, and I was like, I don't even understand what the objective of this game is. Like, I didn't understand there were 2 bases and 2 teams. I was just like, this dude, Shadow Fiend, looks really cool. I'm gonna click him and get my ass annihilated. But, so that's how I started. And then I just kept playing, and I had a friend that taught me Dota. And now I'm a decent Dota gamer. I'm not, like, crazy good or anything, but, you know, pretty decent.
Like on a scale from 1 to Thompson, you know, the professional, you know, 2-time TI winner. Where do you lie in between that?
Definitely a 1. If we're comparing me to Thompson, yeah, no.
What's your timeline to going to TI and taking that championship away from him is the real question, okay?
I feel like my TI time has passed. You know, I've got, you know, early onset carpal tunnel from, you know, clicking and gaming too much. That's a joke. But not really. Sometimes my hand hurts. Those wrist exercises, gotta stretch it out.
Worst part is that, like, I get that too sometimes when I game, but I can't tell anyone I got that because they're like, yeah, sure, bud. Yeah, you gotta be playing video games. And then they're just like, okay, all right, guys.
So actually, how long do you stream? How long are your streams normally then?
It depends. If it's a day that I'm working, so like, usually I'll stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So like Tuesdays, I have a set time from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, because I need to go to bed early because I wake up at like 4 a.m. So I've tried to set aside a few hour blocks each few days. But on like the days that I don't work, if I decide to stream, like sometimes it's 6 hours, sometimes it's 10 hours. I think the longest I've streamed was maybe like 11 hours. So if I'm not working, I'll stream a lot more. But if I am working, I have those blocks so that at least people know they can catch me at these times.
Okay. Have you ever gone for or have you considered going for one of those sleepless streams where you just go, I don't know, for like 36 hours or something?
Oof. Considered it, but I do that like enough with work that I don't know that I want to do it for a stream. Not yet, at least. Like, since it's not my full-time job, I think I'll pass on that for a while. Maybe once I get bigger in the game, maybe that'll be a thing.
Is there a story to like how you started? How did you, like, streaming on Twitch?
Not particularly, I had, because of the corona, I had a lot more time off of work. And I've always been a gamer. And a friend of mine was like, well, why don't you just stream? Like, you're a female. Like, you're already going to have an advantage. And I was like, I don't know. They're like, just do it. What's the worst that could happen? And I was like, fam, I got you. And so I started streaming, and it's kind of fun, actually. And it's like you meet some cool people, and like Another Pls. Haha.
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, like, why not stream? Somebody might enjoy it, and I already play the game, so there it is.
Yeah, it's like you're playing the game and you have like viewers over your shoulder kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm already used to it. What can I say? Kobalt always keeps me in check.
Yes, Kobalt. Actually, talk about Kobalt. I would say is the mascot of your stream. Who is Kobalt?
Yeah, I would say so. Kobalt is the one and only Valentine that I will ever have, because his birthday is on Valentine's Day. Kobalt is the best doggo, and he's an integral part of my stream. I have this, it's like, on Twitch, there's this thing called channel points where people who are watching, they accumulate these channel points over time, and there's different like rewards you can use them on. And so one of them is to give treats to my pet, Kobalt. And so a lot of times, when I first put that in, people were abusing it because the amount that was needed was kind of low, and so people were giving my pet treats all the time, and I was like, man, you guys are gonna give my dog diabetes. And so I had to up how much it costs. So I think it's at a good amount right now where people can give treats sometimes, and I don't have to worry about diabetes. But yeah, he's a important part of my life and my stream. I think people enjoy seeing that he's there, just living his life, chilling.
Chilling.
What made you decide on the name Kobalt?
So it was he's 8 years old now. I rescued him about a year ago, and when I adopted him, his name was Mosby. And I was like, what type of name is that? Like, I'm sorry, but you need a strong name if you're going to be with me. And so I was like, you're either like a Duke or a Kobalt. And I liked Kobalt better because it's more unique. And so I've learned that name through a show called Battlestar Galactica. One of the planets is called Kobalt.
Some show, by the way.
Yes. It's a great show if you ever are looking for a science fiction show to get into. Yeah, and that's how he got his name.
Nice. That's an awesome name too. So going back into the streaming talk. So I've thought about like doing a stream before, but I don't know how. I feel like there's a lot of like multitasking you got to do. You have to get like a good camera or whatever, and then you got to like figure out all the intricacies and all of that. For someone new to streaming, or new to like someone who wants to stream and they literally know nothing, how would you like help them get them on the right path?
I would say go to Twitch and get I use Streamlabs OBS, and it's once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. But it might take you a little bit to get the hang of it, which happened for me. But the good thing is, because Streamlabs OBS is so well known and used, there's like YouTube tutorials and forums on almost everything. So, I mean, along with just clicking around and messing with things, I would say having a second monitor so that you can see what's happening with your stream while you're doing whatever it is you're doing, whether it's gaming or doing some music stuff, I don't know. So a second monitor, and then as far as like a webcam goes, I actually haven't invested in one yet. I'm saving up and waiting for the webcam I want to come in stock. So I just use the one that's on my laptop, which is good enough for now. But there have been pretty good reviews on a Logitech C9 something something. It's I think less than $50, and for getting up and going, if you're on a budget, that's not too bad. So I think that that's the bread and the butter of it.
Okay. How long would you say it would take to like get more accustomed to using the program? Is it like a matter of like a couple of days, hours, maybe a week or two?
I would say getting accustomed to the program would probably take a day or two of you just like messing around and tweaking with things. And then after that, maybe like give it a week and you're like, okay, I can stream no problem now. And then maybe a few weeks later or a month, then you're like, okay, I want to like edit this to make it specific this way. And of course, you can streamline all of that, like if you want to. But if you have, other things that are occupying your time, like you can just learn small things as you go.
Okay.
At least that's what I'm doing.
Actually,
Okay.
speaking of, how long did it take you to learn how to juggle, doing your streaming and like replying to your community at the same time? Because I imagine that would take a while to be able to juggle and still be like pretty good at the game while still being interactive for your audience.
Yeah, so I think that I kind of have an advantage in the fact that I can read pretty quick. So like while I'm gaming, and my main game is Dota, so a lot of people who are watching Dota understand that the game is very it occupies a lot of your time and attention, so they can understand it might take you a minute to respond to them in chat. But so the way I have it set up is I have my laptop in front of me and then my second monitor just slightly to the left. So I see my chat box by quickly glancing over to the left, and then I read real quick, and then I'm looking back at my screen and at the camera, and I start responding. So for me, it's easier, but for other people, it might not be because of the way they either have their stuff set up or they're not able to read as quick. But that's something that I think just takes time and practice. And I think your viewers, if they know you're newer, they're going to understand that. Especially if you're genuine with them. If you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't see you said that. And one thing I do personally is with Streamlabs OBS, you can turn on a setting that says whether you have the timestamps on or off. And so I have it on. That way I can know, oh, this person said this at that time. Oh, I need to respond. It's been a couple minutes. Or, oh, that's an old chat. I'm not about to respond to something I already responded to.
Okay, so you have little reminders to help you keep track of like what's recent and what's not and like who you should respond to first, sort of thing?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, so what was your first like streaming experience like? Like, did anything like crazy happen or anything, or was it just like everything went smoothly?
I want to say that for the most part it went smoothly. I don't think I said very much on my first stream. Oh. I think I was playing by myself, and this is something I've been working on, is when I'm in game and I'm not like in a party, I'm trying to narrate what I do more. And so that's a work in progress for me. But I don't think I said anything really in my first stream, unless like maybe someone said something in chat. I probably responded to that, but other than that, I was probably quiet as a cricket.
You think it just takes time to get comfortable with just like kind of being with yourself?
I think it takes time with that, and then just knowing that you can have an audience. or that somebody might be watching that video later.
Or,
Because you don't
do you
realize
ever-
that when you're starting.
Do you ever like forget that you're even streaming? Like if you're just by yourself and you're just doing whatever, and you're playing Dota and you're killing all the bad guys. I don't know what you're doing, Dota. I don't know. I don't know anything about Dota, but like you're playing Dota and you're like so in the zone that you like forget that you even have like an audience of people watching you.
I don't think that's ever happened for me, no. I'm pretty aware of when I'm streaming. Because usually I'm always glancing over at the chat to make sure I'm responding if I need to respond to something.
Okay. When we first started doing this this podcast, and it was just chaos, it was a fucking mess. But like it got really bad because we weren't like focused on anything, and we were just talking like how we would without it. But we would forget that the camera was even rolling, and we kind of probably said some like really embarrassing stuff that we kind of just don't really care.
I don't know what you're talking about. Probably we definitely did.
We said some embarrassing shit. I'm glad you took them down, Migs.
The lost tapes.
Yeah, but yeah. So we would forget all the time that that the camera was even rolling until like one of us would be like, "Oh, I think that's time," and then we'd have to be like, "Oh shit, we're," and then we're like trying to recollect everything that we just said and we freak out a little bit before Migs uploads. But yeah, I figured like that would be kind of similar. I'm actually kind of surprised that you don't forget. But then you mentioned the chat, and I feel like the chat would really kind of bring you back in everything because they're directly interacting with you.
And so, like, the way I have my setup is my whole left monitor, when I'm streaming, it's dedicated to the Streamlabs OBS. I don't have anything else up on that monitor. And so when I'm not streaming, I don't have it open, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not streaming. It's if it's there, then I'm streaming. If it's not there, I'm not streaming. So
It doesn't
for me, it's not confusing.
Okay.
Speaking of the chat, would you say like you have like an established community that watches you? And if not, or like even if you do, what would you say like your personality is? Like, is there a specific kind of clique of or like group of people that watch you, or like are you trying to like cultivate some sort of specific kind of audience or anything?
I wouldn't say I have like a huge following yet. I definitely have a few people that frequent, and you know, there's certain usernames that I recognize because they chat more, or I see them, you know, in the stream more often. I'm not necessarily looking for a specific audience, you know, I just want people to enjoy my stream for what it is. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. And yeah, I just try and have a good time. And I try and interact with the, you know, the chatters as much as I can. And you know, I wouldn't say trolled with them, but I've had fun. And they like, yeah, like they know. Like I told one of them that I didn't know how to read, and we were messing around with that for a bit, as I was obviously reading his chat. So
I've watched your stream, and you've got with the whole Streamlabs OBS setup and the way that Twitch works, you have like basically a way of gaining points, and then you can redeem them for certain things. And of those options, I've noted there's hydrate, there's you know, the ability to feed Kobalt some treats. There's a few other options that you've recently added. Do you see any more room for improvement with those options, or any sort of future event that you're gonna add to the stream? Are you gonna add anything more to the stream in the future to like make it, I don't know, even more interesting?
There's definitely always room for improvement. I mean, like previously, I didn't necessarily think about adding different channel points, rewards, but I want to say last week I edited and added some, so now I can, people can request what hero I play the next game, or they can 1v1 me. And then I actually just created a community challenge, which I may have set the channel points too high, but it's for me to play a spooky game. So I'm trying to do stuff, but I don't quite have like a huge following yet. So it can be a little tricky, like figuring out how many channel points to, make that community goal for the spooky game. I set it at 35,000. Maybe I should have set it at 15,000. But I still have time on the channel or the goal, so we'll see how that goes.
What spooky game were you thinking about playing?
It's called. One of them was Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Very good.
And the other one, I keep forgetting. I know it starts with an L. Let me find it really quick.
That's what it's called. Let me find it real quick.
No, it's called Little Nightmares. I bought it on the Steam sale, and it looks pretty weird and cool, and it's maybe spooky. The reviews say it's spooky. So.
Any other games that you're thinking about playing on stream?
Not really, not right now. Yeah. I'm just trying to kind of stick with Dota and Diablo, so that, because if you don't play as well-known games, no one's gonna go on Twitch and look for Serious Sam 2, because the game is so old, so no one's gonna look for that. No one's gonna watch you.
That makes sense.
So for now, I mostly just stream the Dota 2 and the Diablo. And like I said, when Diablo 4 comes out, it's going to have all of my attention.
Which of the two games do you think you like to stream the most, Diablo or Dota?
Tough question. I don't know.
You realize it's a little unfair because they're very different games.
They are very different games.
It's hard to tilt in Diablo, I think.
I don't know. Diablo's pretty fun because I was about to say, because usually the community is pretty interactive if I have viewers, but so can the Dota 2 community be. So I don't know. Now you could ask me which game do I have more of an addiction to, and that would be an easy answer as to Dota 2.
Have you considered like collaborating with other streamers in the future to like either bring on your stream or have like some sort of event just to like kind of change things up from what you normally do?
Not currently. I feel like I'm not quite big enough or necessarily even ready to do that. One of my better friends does stream. He mostly streams 7 Days to Die, and I don't really play that game, but he plays Dota. So maybe that's something we could do in the future. But we also work different schedules, so there's that coordination.
I usually ask. I think I've started asking people this question since we had Sushi on the podcast, but balancing work life with what you're doing, how do you do it?
I think it's helped that I finally created like a schedule, so that there's 3 days that during the week that I will stream for sure for at least 4 hours. But sometimes it's hard because sometimes I get home from work and I'm just exhausted because I've been up since 4 a.m. and then I don't start my stream till 4 p.m., excuse me. And so I'm just like tired. But, I said I was going to do this, so I need to follow through.
So you got like the commitment, I guess, in check with the schedule and the I gotta do this kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think that since I do want to take streaming on Twitch seriously and hopefully eventually one day potentially being, a Twitch partner and making it my job, I think it's good to start somewhere where, the people that do want to watch me, my followers that I have already, they can know, yeah, she'll be on at that time. She's always on at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency, I think, is important when it comes to streaming.
Speaking of future, the future, and hopefully becoming a Twitch streamer, do you have any plans for once you do make this a full-time job? Is there any specific way you're thinking of setting it up, or are you just waiting until you get there?
For now, I'm waiting until I get there because I don't imagine it's going to be anytime soon. Soon being within 5 years. Because I'm not putting as much effort into it as I can, and that's because job that actually requires me to do things. I can't just say, "Oh, sorry, Navy, I need to go stream right now." I just can't do that.
Sorry, Uncle Sam, I can't go into my shift on Saturday. The stream already took up that slot. I'm sorry.
I'm doing a 36-hour stream.
Yeah, I can't fit you into my schedule right now, Navy. It's just not working. So, and I do plan on making a career of the Navy. So that is also why I'm not putting everything I have into streaming. Yes, it's fun. I enjoy it. I want it to get bigger. But at the same time, I have to understand that my reality is I signed a contract that I have to fulfill.
How is the Navy? What made you decide that you wanted to do that as a possible career choice?
Well, out of high school, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to college, that was for sure. And so I did. I went to college for a year, and I did amazing. I got straight A's, and everything was groovy. It was fun. But I had to pull out a big, nice, fat student loan. And so I was like, well, do I want to pull out another big, fat, stinking loan for the next 4 years? And then that's saying, if I do finish within that amount of time. And so I was like, well, my dad was in the Navy for 20 years. I guess I can join the military. I'll be able to travel, which is one of my, things I love. And I'll have job security, and I'll be able to go to college. And so my options in my head were either Navy or Air Force, because the physical fitness tests from the Marines and the Army were not something I wanted to do. And then
That's fair.
I ended up choosing Navy because, in my opinion, you have more opportunity to travel. Because if you're stationed on a ship, you're going to go to a lot more countries. And a lot of times, Air Force bases are in the middle of nowhere. And so I joined the Navy, and I've been in almost 3 years now.
Nice.
Wow.
Where have you been able to travel anywhere?
Well, growing up with my dad, I've been to Italy, Japan, and the US. And then on my own, before I joined the Navy, I've been to France, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Germany, and Canada.
Wow,
And
so you
then-
really gone around.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, and since I've been in the Navy, I haven't traveled to other countries, but I've traveled to a couple different states. I've been to Chicago for boot camp, Florida, and then I've been to Washington, and right now I'm in Texas.
That is wild. So you're just like what? Just hanging in Texas until the Navy says like, "Oh, you gotta go. You're stationed over here now."
Yeah, for the most part. I'll actually within these next few months, I'll know where I'll be going next, and in less than a year or like about a year, I'll be out of Texas and wherever the Navy sends me next.
Okay.
Well, the real question is, what part of Texas, the good one or the bad one?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know enough about Texas.
I mean, if you look outside, if it looks like you're in Fallout 3, you're in West Texas, and that's the bad part of Texas. Okay, it's a barren hellscape of desert and sun and like just tumbleweeds going around. It is a nightmare.
Well, you say that, but one of my favorite places that I lived was Tucson, Arizona.
Mm.
A nice big old hot desert. So
Yeah, some people's
your idea
paradise.
of a wasteland.
Yeah.
The only times I've ever gone to Texas, I passed through and I got through both sides of Texas, and one of them like actually reminded me of California. You know, there was greenery everywhere, and then the other one we had to drive in a minivan with no AC, just like with the windows open and like the blow dryer air just scooping through the windows, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna literally melt into my seat, and I'm gonna have heat stroke and die. This is how it goes. I see how you do me, Jesus. I see how you do.
Yeah, see, it was actually 106 today when I left work. And I drove home with my windows down and my hand out the door, and I was loving it.
Yo.
Maybe it's just because I can't deal with the heat. I don't like it.
Yeah, see, but I'm the opposite. I can't deal with the cold. Like, I set my apartment to 75 so that, you know, my electronics aren't dying. But I'm most of the time wearing a long sleeved, or I'm wearing my cardigan and I'm like, oh, it's chilly in here. So I don't like the
You're
cold.
adapted to the heat.
That's too much, man.
So I have a question, mainly for the there is a small Dota community, I'm sure, that watches this podcast, and because of the people that I know, who is your favorite hero and why?
Oh, tough. My longtime favorite hero overall would be Vengeful Spirit.
Ooh, okay.
I just think she has like an amazing backstory, and I think she's beautiful, and I may or may not have a crush on her, you know, but she's definitely like my overall favorite. And then next would be Phoenix. I like Phoenix a lot. I literally have it tattooed on me.
Oh, whoa.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
So there's a storyline in Dota?
So every hero or character in the game has like a backstory, and some of them are related to other heroes. But there isn't necessarily much other than that, unless I'm wrong, which is possible.
I'd say, in my opinion, from playing both League and Dota, the Dota backstory is just like not as it's there and it's present. It's just like not as thrown in your face as like it is in League. But I know that Sir Action Slacks does like a really good series on YouTube describing the whole Dota 2 lore. And so that's where, if you want to really get into the Dota 2 lore, you can go watch those videos. But yeah, every hero has like, it's from a either different realm or family, and you know there's like a story between each of them in some way.
League has a backstory?
Oh yeah, League has like a whole universe.
I had
just
no
like
idea.
Dota 2. Yeah.
Is there like a multiverse? Is it kind of like Mortal Kombat with like Overworld and like all the other like different dimensions like the characters come from?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kind of?
Kinda.
like I think Enigma is from another like universe or something. This is another hero in Dota. And then I think Spirit Breaker too. And
I mean, we have Zeus, who's a god.
yeah, Zeus is a literal god.
And then we have Sniper, who's just like a midget human, and let's see, Phoenix is pretty much a sun god. Let's see, Vengeful Spirit was gonna be like the queen of her domain, and then she got betrayed, and that didn't work out for her. So, I mean, they all have cool backstories. Most people couldn't really tell you about them, though. But I think they're cool.
Real question is, why is Zeus just slumming it with mortals? Is the real question.
Oh, he's been slumming it with mortals since day one, season one.
Okay, that's fair.
I heard he likes those female mortals, but you know.
I mean, like, other than slumming it to bang, like, he never really, like, core part of his, like, lore, I don't get it, okay? Is that part of his lore? Is he just, like, trying to, like, fight all the freaking heroes and just try to get some, like, otherworldly, like, punani? I don't understand how, like, what are his motivations here, okay?
I mean, I actually don't know Zeus's backstory.
I don't know Zeus's lore.
Yeah. But, yeah, all I know is he's a god. And I assume it's something similar to the lore of, like, Greek mythology, like, somewhere in there. That's what I mean by it's not as present. I don't think, like, I feel like in League they really just throw it in your face. In Dota, you just have to, you can find it, and it's there. And it's actually really cool once you get in depth into the Dota lore, but like
it's there if you want it, but if you don't want it, like it's not gonna make or break your game or anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
hey, was there like I saw like a YouTube ad when I was watching some shit of like Aang and Zuko from Avatar, like being in the game or something. Was that game? Was that Dota, or am I like getting it mixed up with something else?
I don't think it's that game.
Dude, are you sure? Wait, I'm looking this up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know at some point there was some Chinese ripoff version of League where they just straight up copied a bunch of champions from League and just like basically reskinned them as like popular fictional characters like Shrek and so on, and like maybe they had Zuko and Aang, I don't know, but yeah, it was just like a straight up rip-off version of League, except they like skinned all the heroes differently.
Oh, it was Smite. Okay, now I probably just look like a dumbass.
Yikes.
Basically the same game, right?
Basically.
How many people did I hurt right there?
Dota mob is already getting their pitchfork. They're ready.
So we always ask this question towards the end. I'd like to call it the last question card. Mainly just because our whole podcast is talking to small content creators and just getting to know other people that are doing fun things just like you. What are some small content creators you recommend that you've seen, and what do you do that they like?
So I don't watch Twitch too much myself because between work and actually streaming, I don't have like a ton of time. But my friend Nuke does, and you can find him on Twitch as PraetorianNuke. He streams 7 Days to Die, and he's really good at talking and making you feel welcome. And he can talk and talk and talk, and I'm just like, how do you do it? And he's like, I've had so many years practice, and I was like, okay, well, maybe one day I'll be like you. But he's a really cool dude, and so I watch his stream, and sometimes I just run around on the browse page for Dota, but or Diablo 2 as well. I sometimes watch Bluddshed. He's a big Diablo streamer. But that's it for the most part.
Alrighty.
Now, where can we find you? Plug your Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the things. Where can we find
Plug
you?
those pluggables.
So on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, it's all Guinevere1188. And I'm pretty new to Instagram, so I don't have a lot of posts, and it's a lot of me and my dog, or just my dog. And then Twitter, I'm still getting the hang of. I don't know that I've put out one tweet yet, so I have it, but it's a work in progress.
Perfect.
All right, I think that's about it for today. So, yeah, you can find all of our links: Spotify, Instagram, MySpace, all the things. Probably not MySpace. In the description below. Blah blah blah. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for sponsoring us with your time.
Thank you for having me, yo.
For legal reasons, we should mention that all sponsors are not actually sponsoring us, and we only mention them for the sake of parody and memes. All related brands and intellectual properties are owned by the respective companies, and the content of this podcast does not reflect the views or values of those given companies. Seriously, please don't sue us. We have no monies.
I just realized what I would want. I want the ability to just not sleep. Imagine how much more productivity you could get out of
Yeah, you spend like how many fucking years do you spend sleeping? When
A third of
by
your
the
life.
Yeah,
So,
like
like-
a third of your life.
So
or something.
60 years would be like 20 years of your life you spent sleeping.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing about sleeping, is every single time you sleep, it's just a free trial of death. You get a sample every single time you sleep. And you know what sucks about that free trial? It's freaking good. Like,
It's a good free trial.
you want to
goddamn.
like just make it permanent, and then you're like, you wake up and you're like, son of a gun. Like,
You know what? That makes me so much less